If you are feeling overwhelmed by making dinner at the end of a long workday, but you don't want to spend your entire Sunday meal prepping, this video is for you. I love my meal prep routine. I do 5 things on a Sunday, and it really sets me up for the entire week. I get a lot of questions from you guys about what I eat in a week, and this is it. It really does set me up and make me feel so good heading into a new week, so let's get into it. One of my biggest tips for being really efficient with our meal planning is to write down a plan before you start. Yes, we're only making 5 things, but each of those building blocks has a certain number of steps. So write down every single thing you're going to do with how long it takes, and then you can decide, okay, while your grains are cooking, I can do X, Y, and Z. And it just allows you to kind of keep moving and not having to stop and think about if you're forgetting certain things. You can set your timer, you can consult your list, and it just keeps you really organized. In this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 things that I always do on Sunday that are my building blocks to making delicious meals with tons of variety all week. So, I'm gonna make our grains. Today I made quinoa with some little cranberries and herbs to make it interesting. I roasted some veggies. I've got cauliflower and broccoli today. I made my spicy seed mix, which I'll tell you all about. And then I made one of my favorite salad dressings. This is a turmeric vinaigrette. And as always, I chopped up a bunch of veggies and washed my lettuce so that I can make salads for dinner all week. So the first thing that I always do is I get my grains going. The ratios for quinoa are super easy. It's 1 cup quinoa to 2 cups water. Bring it to a boil, let it simmer for about 20 minutes, and then you're gonna cover it. And then at the end, I add extra flavor. I'll drizzle in some olive oil, a big pinch of salt and pepper. And today I'm also gonna throw in some fresh herbs and some cranberries so that it's ready to go with lots of flavor and just looks a lot more interesting than a bowl of white grains. Part of my meal plan strategy is that I wanna make the most of my time. That means that I'm never standing around waiting for water to boil or waiting for veggies to be done. While my grains are cooking, I'm gonna get busy on my roasted veggies so that I'm making the most of all my time and really just blowing through this 5-point checklist as quickly as possible. My roasted veggies are probably my favorite thing that I make just because they're so delicious. Roasting makes any vegetable tastes more delicious. It gets all the edges super caramelized and golden and brings out all the sweetness. I could literally roasted vegetables for every meal. I'm also going to take 2 whole sweet potatoes, wrap them in foil, and pop them into a 425-degree oven for about an hour. It'll roast them until they're nice and sweet, and then all I have to do when I need a quick lunch during the week is mash one up, top it with some beans, some avocado, some herbs, and I've got a delicious stuffed sweet potato ready. So when I'm deciding exactly what ingredients to use on each of these building blocks, I really get inspired by the seasons. I let nature be my guide. So with our roasted vegetables, for example, I rarely roast the same things 2 weeks in a row. During the winter, I might do winter squash like acorn squash or butternut squash. Today I did broccoli and cauliflower. I almost always have a roast sweet potato because I'm just obsessed with sweet potatoes. And then in the summer, you can go crazy with eggplant and tomatoes and zucchini. So you always have a lot of variety, plus in-season vegetables just taste better and they're healthier too. So while my veggies are roasting, I'm gonna make my spicy seed mix. I am just a person who loves a little crunch on everything. I'm always adding nuts and seeds and breadcrumbs to salads and bowls. I just like crunch. So I love to have this delicious little mix in my fridge at all times that I can just basically throw on everything. It's kind of like my own version of that everything spice. What I do is I warm up a saute pan and then I throw in my sesame seeds, my pumpkin seeds, my almonds. You can use whatever nuts or seeds you love. I toast them until they get a little bit golden. I can start to smell them getting toasty. And then I add a pinch of sugar, a pinch of salt, and then I add in some sesame seeds. I saute them really quick. It starts to get a little bit caramelized from the sugar. And then I pour them into a mason jar, pop it in the fridge, and it's ready to sprinkle over salads and bowls all week and just makes everything so delicious. If I had to choose just one thing to do on the weekend that would help me be more prepared for the week ahead, it would be to make a dressing. Having a vinaigrette or a sauce that I can just pour over things and make them instantly more interesting all week is like my best friend. And today I'm gonna make one of my favorites. It's my turmeric vinaigrette. It's super easy. You just throw everything in the blender. I use 1 shallot, peel it and cut it in half, a clove of garlic, a couple tablespoons apple cider vinegar, some warm water to thin it out a little bit, a big squeeze of Dijon mustard, some honey, throw in some ground turmeric, which makes it that beautiful bright yellow color, and then half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. Blend it up, it gets super creamy. I pour it into a mason jar and just keep it in the fridge. And one tip to keep in mind, when vinaigrettes like this that are oil-based get cold, they tend to get a little bit like thick and get that kind of weird consistency. So just pull it out of the fridge about 10 minutes before you're gonna use it, and it'll be back to the right consistency that you need to be able to drizzle it on things. When in doubt, you can also just add a little warm water and shake it up. Now we're going to wash our salad greens and cut up our raw veggies. This is not the most fun part of meal prep, at least for me. I don't know why I hate washing salad greens, but I promise you will be so glad that you did it later. There's something about having chopped raw veggies at the ready that makes me way more likely to reach for those as a snack when I'm feeling hungry. Plus, I've gotten to the habit of keeping a big bowl of chopped veggies in the fridge so that when my kids come into the kitchen looking for a snack right before dinner, tell them to go to their veggie bowl and they can eat whatever they want. So today I have this big, beautiful head of romaine. I'm just going to wash it in my salad spinner, take it out, wrap it up in a dry towel, and store it in the produce drawer of my fridge. And the reason I do that is because by absorbing all of the water, even while it's sitting in the produce drawer, it'll keep it fresher longer. I'm also going to cut up some carrot sticks, some sliced red bell pepper, and some cucumber spears, and I'm gonna put those in our cut up veggie bowl in the fridge so that they are ready for snacking and school lunches all week. One thing that is very important is to clean as you go. The focus here is keeping it fun. You want to actually look forward to your meal prep every Sunday, and if you're having to spend an hour cleaning up afterwards, it's not fun. So just do a simple wipe down, load things in the dishwasher as you go, and that way you can keep this really relaxing and not just load yourself up with tons of work. Okay, so with our building blocks, we can make so many different delicious meals throughout the week. So much variety, it's not repetitive, I promise. We are going to make cauliflower tacos, a delicious grain bowl, stuffed sweet potatoes, our dinner salad that I make almost every night, and then we have some snacks like our vegetable crudité that we can dip into hummus or guacamole. I love making these cauliflower tacos. I char 2 corn tortillas on the gas stove, and then I spread some guacamole and some leftover beans, and I topped it with my roasted cauliflower, some cilantro, and a drizzle of our turmeric vinaigrette. I love making a big grain bowl for lunch or dinner. I start with a big scoop of whatever grains I have on hand, so I'm using our quinoa with the cranberries and herbs, and then I top it with our roast veggies, some hummus, some of our raw veggies. I'm going to use cucumbers here, some pieces of avocado, which I think just makes it a lot more filling, and a hard-boiled egg. I always keep a few of these in the refrigerator. I love a stuffed sweet potato. I truly could eat one of these for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm not kidding. So I used our quinoa, I did some more of the pico in my guacamole, I chopped up some avocado, sprinkled our spicy seed mix, and some herbs. This is a dinner salad that I make almost every night, at least some variation of it. I did tons of chopped romaine, I added some of our sliced bell pepper that I'd already cut and washed in the fridge. Then I added some big scoops of quinoa for some good plant-based protein, a few big scoops of our turmeric vinaigrette, tossed it all together, and then topped it with all that crunchy goodness from our spicy seed mix. And that's it, guys. This does not have to be rocket science. It should be simple, it should be fun, keep it easy. Even if you just knock out a couple of these, you're gonna be way ahead of the game. So I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you like it, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.